Hi, you guys. Happy Thursday. My name's Cardelia. Sorry, but thank you to the 20 of you who have subscribed to me. That's so exciting. It's so little, but I'm so excited about that. The fact that 20 people actually care what I'm posting. I don't really feel like going back and editing and chopping my video up, trying to stop and pause and just add things together. So what I say in this video is what we gonna get. Like whatever comes out my mouth is what is going on YouTube. But yeah, I really just wanted to kind of talk about life for a second, my next steps, what I plan on doing. I'm 28 years old. I am a single mom of a 3-year-old. A 3-year-old boy. He's so cute. He's so much fun. But I'm a single mom. I live with my parents. I just moved back in with them about 2 months ago. I just figured it'd be, financially the better decision. My parents do watch my son. And I was living across the street in an apartment. And I was paying like $13 or $1,300 a month, and I was like, you know what, why am I doing that when I literally am at my parents' house or like working all day? I can just move there. Like all I'm doing is sleeping. All I'm doing is sleeping there. But yeah, so I ended up working from home. Then I worked at a gym. I ended up quitting both of them, and now I just Instacart full time. But now I am in the process of moving back to Texas for the 3rd time, y'all. For the 3rd time. So backstory with that, I ended up going to Texas for my best friend's baby shower years ago, and about 7 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, her daughter's in kindergarten now, but went to Texas literally for one day, flew out for one day and fell in love with it, and I was like, yeah, I gotta live here. So I ended up moving there not too long after, and I ended up getting pregnant about 4 or 5 months in. Like real quick, I got pregnant real quick, and I ended up moving in with my son's dad, and things just didn't work out. I moved back to Kansas City, which is where I'm at right now. Moved back to Kansas City, and I think I was here for maybe a year, maybe 6 months. I don't really know. I don't remember. It's all blur at this point. But 6 months, a year, and saved up enough money, decided in the midst of my postpartum, I think my son was maybe a little bit over 1. In the midst of my postpartum struggles, I decided I can move back to Texas on my own. I want my son to be closer to his dad, blah, 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 whatever. Decided to move back in the midst of my postpartum. That was a huge mistake. Huge mistake. I was not mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. I was financially, but the others, I was not ready. I was not ready to kind of be off on my own, doing that with a 1-year-old. But I worked from home for about 6 months, and like I just was not getting what I needed. I wasn't getting the help that I needed for myself, for my son. Like nothing was working. So I ended up moving back home with my parents, and I live with my parents. Or I didn't move back home with my parents. I moved from Texas to my own apartment, but back home to Kansas City. Moved back to my apartment. Lived in my apartment for a year. That year went by really quick. It was a very good year. Loved it. Loved having my own space. My son loved having his own space. I really enjoyed it. But then now I'm back with my parents now a year later, after that happened. But now for the 3rd time, I'm planning to go back. I really don't even know if I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I really don't. With the state of the world and the economy and all that, I really don't know if a move to Texas is the best move, but I really want my son to be closer to his dad. His dad is married now, and I really just, feel like we're in a really good spot co-parenting wise, and I'm not a fan of not being near my child. If he was older, he just turned 3. He just turned 3 at the beginning of the year, or at the end of the year. So he just turned 3, and had he been a little older, I probably would have just let him go and be full-time with his dad, since he is a lot bit more stable than I am. He's got his career, he's got his wife, he's got just more stability than I can offer for my child right now. And I really thought about just, hey, you take him full-time while I kind of do some things to get my life together. but I just can't do it. I'm like, he's still so young, and there's still so many firsts that, you know, have yet to happen. His first day of school, he's starting his first day of preschool here in a couple weeks, in mid-May down in Texas. So I'm trying to, you know, make some things work, make some stuff shake so I can get down there, so I can have my own place, so that I can be there for that. If I'm not, you know, it's not the end of the world, but I definitely don't want to miss that. But he is going back to Texas regardless. But yeah, so I'm really just in a phase of transition, just trying to figure out if that is the best move. I think I'm still gonna go through with it. I am definitely still gonna go through with it, but I'm nervous, to say the least. And you know, all the fear mongering on social media doesn't really help. It really doesn't help, because you overthink everything at this point. You overthink everything. If it's a good decision, if it's a bad decision, like if it's gonna be beneficial, what's it gonna look like, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. So that's definitely where I'm at. But I'm in a much better spot physically. I'm in a much better spot emotionally. I'm in a much better spot mentally. So you know, me and his dad are in a much better spot than what we were, you know, the prior year. So I'm definitely excited for that. His wife is amazing. I'm really excited to, you know, just give my son some more stability, to have me and his dad in one spot, not his dad in a different state, not his mom in a different state. I just think it's really beneficial to have us both close nearby. But yeah, it's just kind of where I'm at. That's definitely where I'm at. I don't really have a job or anything lined up right now. I just Instacart right now, and I'm definitely not Instacarting when I get down there, because if y'all ever been to Dallas, the traffic's crazy and it's just not worth it. It is not worth it. I'm in Kansas City. I'm in like a town outside of Kansas City, so it's not very, you know, jam-packed. You can kind of get a lot done even at its busiest. If you've been to Dallas, if you've been to Phoenix, if you've been, you know, to these larger populated cities, then the traffic in Kansas City at its worst is nothing in comparison. But yeah, that's kind of an update right now. So I'm in the process of moving to Texas, and yeah, I'll keep you guys updated. I'm excited. This is my first time ever making a video with my face and talking, so it's so weird. And the fact that I just made one that is over 5 minutes, I am not a talker by any means. I am so introverted, y'all. Even sitting here talking to myself, I'm like, this is so weird. This is the most words I've said all week. But yeah, I'm excited. Thank you guys so much, and I really hope you guys follow along.